In this video, we're going to learn how to solve problems involving mean, variance, and standard deviation using Casio FSCG50 graphical scientific calculator in seconds. Now, after going through this video, I guarantee you that you will be able to solve problems involving mean, variance, and standard deviation in scientific calculator, especially Casio FSCG50 graphical scientific calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions. So ensure you stay with me to the very end of this video. Okay, have you known that? Let's get a Casio calculator now and go into the details of this video. Okay, so this is Casio FSCG50 graphical scientific calculator. Now, the very first thing you have to do is to reset it. The essence of resetting it is to wipe out whatever previous value you might have stored on the calculator. Okay, so to quickly reset it, all you have to do is navigate the system using this navigation button. When you get here, press execute. Execute for this calculator start for equal to. When you get here, you press F5 for reset, then F6 for next page. Now press F2 to initialize all, then press F1 and it will begin to initialize all as indicated here. Okay, it's done. Press exit. Now we're going to go to statistics mode under this calculator. So this is statistics. You press execute under it. Okay, now let's start with question 1. It says find the mean, standard deviation, and variance of this set of numbers. Okay, now when you are given the independent data without the frequency data, look at how you're going to do it. So let's impute this independent data here under list 1. So let's enter the value. Value to be 8, okay, 3, 7, okay, 4, 2, and 6. Okay, now you go to calculation F2. Alright, now go to set F6. Alright, now when you get here, ensure that this frequency, one variable frequency, is 1. Alright, so we are good to go. Now let's press exit. Alright, then press F1 for one variable and it will display the answer. Let's press F1. Okay, so as you can see, we have the mean to be 5. We have the standard deviation to be 2.16. Now this X and X is for sample standard deviation. This is the one I'm going to work with. This is the main one. This one that does not involve this X here. Alright, so the standard deviation is 2.1602469. Now to get the variance is simply the square of standard deviation. Alright, what we're going to do now will be to square this value 2.1602469. Alright, so let's stop at 4 decimal places. Okay, so let's exit this, or let's press menu, then go to one matrix. Alright, impute 2.1602. let's put square, execute. Alright, so this will be our variance, 4.6664604. Alright, so it's as simple as that, guys. Now let's go back to what we solved. Okay, now I press F6 for next page, delete all. F6, delete all. Okay, now for questions 2, it says find the mean, standard deviation, and variance of the distribution table below. Now for this kind of question, we have the independent variable X data and the frequency data. Alright, so we're going to make use of list 1 and list 2. So let's begin with list 1. Let's impute the data there. We have it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now let's go to list 2. Let's impute the data for frequency. Have it to be 4, 9, okay, 11, okay, 13, 10, and 3. Now, once you are done with this, you are going to go to calc. Okay, calculations. Now go to set. Now when you get here, since we are having the frequency data under this one variable frequency, you set it to be list 2. Alright, so this is list. Press F2, then choose a list number, which is list 2. Very, very important, guys, for this calculator. Alright, now we have done it. Press execute. Alright, we are good to go. Let's go back to variable menu. Is it okay? Press F1 now for one variable and you get the answer. So this is the answer. We have the mean to be 3.5. We have the standard deviation to be 1.360147005. It's as simple as that, guys. To get the variance for this question, you square this standard deviation. That's 1.3601. Let's square it now. Let's press menu. One matrix. Okay, let's delete this. So we have 1.3601 square. Press execute. So this is the variance for this problem. It's as simple as that, guys. So this is basically how you can solve problems involving mean, standard deviation, and variance of a distribution table, and the ones that don't involve frequency data with this Casio FS-CD50 graphical scientific calculator. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. In this video, we are going to learn how to solve problems involving Poisson's probability distribution with the Casio FS-CD50 graphic calculator. Now that going through this video, I guarantee you that you'll be able to solve problems involving Poisson's probability distribution with the Casio FS-CD50 graphic scientific calculator in seconds, especially for multiple choice questions. So I'm sure you stay with me to the very end of this video, guys, because I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to simplify everything. Okay, so having done that, let's look at the question we have here before we get the calculator. Okay, the question says a doctor was required to examine the quantity of white blood cells using a fixed volume of blood sample. It is known that some fixed volume contain 4 white blood cells. What is the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain no white blood cell, 1 white blood cell, 2 white blood cells, at least 3 white blood cells, at most 3 white blood cells, and 1 or 2 white blood cells? Okay, so guys, very simple. I'm going to show you now. So let's begin with getting the Casio calculator. Okay, so this is the Casio calculator. Now the very first you have to do with the calculator. The sense of we say the calculator is to wipe out whatever previous value you might have stored on the calculator. Very important, guys. So we say the calculator particularly, all you have to do is to go to system. So you navigate to system using this navigation button. Okay, so this is system. When you get here, you press execute. Execute for this calculator stand for equal to. Okay, so when you get to press F5 for resets, then press F6 next page. Then when you get press F2 to initialize for, then F1, and it's beginning to initialize for as indicated here. Okay, so we're going to solve these problems. Poisson distribution, represent program, I'm going to show you. Okay, so it's done. Press it. Alright, now next we're going to do is to put the calculator in distribution mode. Very important, that's the mode we're going to work with. To put it in distribution mode, navigate to distribution using this navigation button. So this is distribution, press execute. When you get here, you see Poisson option 3. So you go to Poisson. When you get the press execute. Okay, now this place is critical, guys. When you misplace any value here, I'm going to get the entire solution for solving one. So pay attention. Now for this question, our x value will be this respective parameter we have to find when there is no white blood cell, when there is 1 white blood cell, when there is 2 white blood cells, when there is at least 3 white blood cells, and the rest of them. Whereas our lambda will be this 4 white blood cell here in the question. This fixed volume contain 4 white blood cells, so that will be our lambda, the fixed volume that contain 4 white blood cells. Okay, having known this, let's go ahead and begin to solve the problem. So let's begin with the x value. So let's begin with the I of it. So we asked to what's the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain no white blood cell. So here our x will be 1, 0, to execute. Our lambda is 4, is fixed. Okay, so now once you have done this, one more thing very important, guys, don't solve it when x is less than or equal to. Alright, you're going to solve when x is an equality value. Okay, so to put an equality sign for x here, we're going to press F4 for it. So as you can see, we have equality sign here now. So let's go ahead now and get the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain no white blood cell. So let's find the secrets for answer. Okay, so this is the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain no white blood cells. Now to get the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain 1 white blood cells, which is I of it, all you have to do is to go to exit. Okay, so remove this 0 and put 1. Where execute, it's as simple as that, guys. So what we have it to be 0.0732. To get the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain 2 white blood cells, so we go back to exit, remove this 1 and put 2. Now, guys, very simple. We execute again. So this will be the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain 2 white blood cells. So we have it to be 0.1465. Okay, now to get the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain at least 3 white blood cells, let's go back. Let me show you what we're going to do. Now this time I want, so let's change the x value to be 3. The lambda is fixed, alright? So now once you've done this, now you will go to under this L. Okay, you're not going to solve when x is an equality sign. Okay, you're going to solve for at least when x is greater than or equal to sign. Alright, so to do that, we press F3 for it. Now this equality sign change to greater than or equal to. That's what press execute. Now this will be the result. We have it to be 0.7618. Now the probability that a specimen from an individual will contain at most 3 white blood cells. What you have to do is to go, let's press exit. This time around, the 3 is the same. So what you have to do now will be to change this sign to less than or equal to. But at most you work with less than or equal to, or at least you work with greater than or equal to. So since you want to get for at most, change it to less than or equal to, press F1 for it. That's what press execute. So what's the answer? We have it to be 0.4334. It's as simple as that, guys. Now to get the value or the result for the last portion of it, we have to find what is the probability that a specimen from an individual contain 1 or 2 white blood cells. Now very simple, guys. This is simple mathematics. Let me show you. Now in probability, when we talk about or, the word or signifies addition. So all you have to do now is to add the probability that a specimen from an individual contain 1 white blood cell with that of 2 white blood cells. It's as simple as that, guys. So let's go back and do that of 1 white blood cell and 2 white blood cells again. So remember, I'm going to work with the equality sign for it. So press F4 for it. So we have put 1 to get the results. So press execute again. So we have it to be 0.0732. Now let's go back and do for that of 2 white blood cells. Press exit. Okay. Here we have put 2. Press execute again. So we have it to be what? 0.1465. Okay. Right now, let's add the 2 values. So let's press exit. Go to menu, right? Go to one matrix, press execute. Okay, so let's add the 2 values. The first one we got to be 0.0732. Okay, 0.0732. I wrote down the values. Okay, plus that is supposed to be 0.1465. Okay, so that's it. Let's press execute now. So this will be the probability that a specimen from an individual contain 1 or 2 white blood cells. So it's as simple as that, guys. So this is basically how you can solve problems involving Poisson's probability distribution with Casio FACG50 graphing scientific calculator in seconds. So multiple choice quiz. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. In this video, we're going to learn how to solve problems involving normal probability distribution with the Casio FACG50 graphing calculator. Now, after going through this video, I guarantee that you'll be able to solve problems involving normal probability distribution with the Casio FACG50 graphing scientific calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions. So ensure you stay with me to the very end of this video because I'm going to learn a lot, guys. I'm going to be simplifying a lot of things. Okay, having known that, let's quickly look at the question before you get the Casio calculator. So the question says the arm measurement of 16-year-old male footballer is normally with the mean of 85 cm and a standard deviation of 6 cm. We asked to find the percentage of footballers with arm measurement between 77 cm and 93 cm. Okay, so this is how you present it in interval notation. We also have to find the percentage of footballers with arm measurements between 93 cm and 109 cm. This is how you present it in interval notation, and this is a big part of it. Having known this, let's get the Casio calculator and go into the details of the video. Okay, so this is Casio FACG50 graphing scientific calculator. Now, the very best you have to do is reset it. The essence of resetting it, wipe out whatever previous value you might have stored on it. So to quickly reset it, all you have to do is navigate to system using this navigation button. So when you get to press execute for this calculator sample button. Okay, when you get to press F5 for reset, then F6 for next page. When you get to press F2 to initialize all, then F1, and it will begin to initialize all as indicated here. Okay, so we're going to solve these problems we have here very fast. So this calculator is done. Press exit. Alright, now the next we need to put the calculator in distribution mode. That's the mode we're going to work with. To do that, you navigate to distribution. So this is distribution. Press execute for it. Okay, since we want to solve normal probability, which is option 2 here. So this is normal probability. Press execute. Okay, now pay attention very well here. So let's begin with question. A part of page says find the percentage of footballers with arm measurement between 77 cm and 93 cm. Okay, here under this third option, look at the interval notation we're going to work with. So we're going to work with this one. Press F2. Alright, so this is the interval notation we're going to work with. Very important, guys, to solve this kind of problem. So let's input our lower value. So our lower value here for I of this equation is 77. Press execute. Our upper value is 93. Very simple, guys. Press execute. Then we have this symbol stands for standard deviation. So our standard deviation here is what 6 cm. Press 6. Then our mean, this stands for mean. This symbol is what 85. And that's what press execute. Press execute again, and it will display the answer. So this is the graphical aspect of it. So this is the answer. We have it to be 0.8175. It's as simple as that, guys. Now to solve II of this equation, let's press exit. Okay, all you have to do now will be to change some values here. Yeah, this number one, our lower value is 93. Okay, our upper value here is now 109 cm. Okay, press execute. So this is the answer, 0.0911. Now note that we are asked to leave the answer in percentage. It's talking about percentage. Okay, so all you have to simply do to put it in percentage is to this value we have got to now, we multiply it by 100. The first one we got multiplied by 100 will be the answer in percentage. This one also multiplied by 100 and you get the answer in percentage. It's as simple as that, guys. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's go to B part of it. It says find the probability that the measurement of a randomly chosen footballer is more than 113 cm. This is how it is represented in interval notation. Okay, so let's go to it. Now, under this tail option, all you have to do is to press F3. Now you see x is greater than or equals this. Okay, now having done this, let's go ahead and put our x value. X value is was 113. Okay, so the standard deviation is the same and the mean is still the same. That's a prerequisite. So it will display the answer. So what the answer we have it to be, the answer is in standard for 1.5 times 10 to the power minus 6. That answer is 6. So the answer is in standard form. We have it to be 1.5 times 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, so that's it for this problem. The last one here before we close the class, we have to do is to go back to exit, then change this tail notation to less than or equal to, press the pound for it, so it has changed. Right, then come down, less than 177, our S value have is 77, also please recruit, it will display the answer, have it to be 0.0912. That's the answer, guys. We have it to be 0.0912. Okay, so that's the answer. We're not asked to leave it in percentage, so we are good to go with this expression of the answer. This basically can solve problems involving normal probability distribution with the Casio CGPP graphic calculator in seconds for multiple choice questions. Hope you learned something interesting from this video. If you are new to the channel, ensure you hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Like, share, and comment on this video to know how you feel what you learned. If you seem to have any specific questions to ask, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section below and I'll be sure to give you a response. That's it for this class. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to reset the calculator. Once you are done solving, all you have to do is to go back to menu. Alright, navigate to system, press execute, put the instruction F5 reset, F6 next page, F2 initialize all, F1 and to begin to initialize all. Okay, so I see you in my subsequent video. Thanks for watching. Okay, is it